Hey, we are live. Hello, everybody. So, welcome to my garden in West London. I'm here with Jonty and Tom, who's over at Hay House, manning the fort. And we are actually here to do a full moon forgiveness ceremony. And I want to keep it quite simple this month because it's a pretty intense moon and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling pretty intense. And what I really wanted to do this month was something I kind of think of doing nearly every month but never do, is just to do quite a lot of chanting. So I'm just getting something off my screen so I can see any comments which come up. So yeah, oh good, I can see comments actually. Hi Michelle in Pennsylvania, how fun. Is that Robin in Connecticut? Hi guys, hi. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some chanting, and then I'm going to talk about what this full moon is all about. Then if you have a pen and paper, we're going to write something down and we're going to put it in the fire. And then we'll do a card. I've actually got my, I believe I've got my, oh, where are they? I thought I had my, I don't have my cards with me, so we won't be able to do a card. Oh no, there are my cards. I'll have to hop off camera for a second and get those. I actually didn't get them now. Well, people hop on. I've actually got my beautiful old Doreen Virtue Ascended Masters deck, which I've been using. I used this morning. Actually, I had a question: should I do something or not? Got a big yes. There we go. So we do that, and then we'll wrap it up. So let's start with a chant to the divine, which is the Salva Mangale chant that I was taught in India by my teacher Sri Shakti Narayani Amma. They'll be doing their celebrations over there right now. And it's really a way of calling in the goddess. And the goddess energy is perfect, obviously, at the time of the full moon. So here we go. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvata Sadike Sharanye Triambage Gauri Narayani Namostute. I do 3 Om Namo Narayanis to just surrender everything we do today to the divine. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. And because we have this super full moon, super blue full moon, just by the way, which is taking place, it's taking place, let me see if I can find out what time it's taking place. Here we are. Times around the world for the full moon. So August 19, LA, 11:25 a.m. August 19, New York, 2:25 p.m. August 19, London, 7:25 p.m. and Sydney, August 20, 4:25 p.m. So we you know, it's all happening, and it's really now a time to just surrender everything that hasn't worked out, everything you're not sure of, anything you want to leave behind, anything about yourself you're not happy about, anything about your life you're not happy about, anything that you know you have to just move on from. Now is the time to just put it in the fire, basically. And sometimes we do the Ho'oponopono prayer. Sometimes we do the full moon forgiveness formula. And I think this time we're going to do Ho'oponopono, which is a beautiful one, which is asking forgiveness from someone else. So if there's anyone in your life whose forgiveness you need, now is a good time to just bring them to mind, and we'll do the Ho'oponopono prayer. Here we go. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And one more time. Think of someone you need, whose forgiveness you need. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So this full moon is taking place in the sign of Aquarius. It's a special one in some ways because it's a blue full moon. If you've got my Moonology diary, you can see all the information's there. Now, just for the record, you know, it's kind of interesting that it's a blue moon because of the symbology, which, you know, we say things happen once in a blue moon. So from that perspective, it's very interesting. But astrologically, the fact that it's a blue moon doesn't really count for anything. It's more about the symbology about, okay, some things only happen once in a blue moon. So really what I've been encouraging people to do this week is to think about what it is in your life where you need this once in a blue moon miracle or grace or magic or special turnaround, or maybe you just need to finally do something that you're only going to do once in a blue moon when it comes to letting go or forgiving someone or letting go. So let me know in the comments, what do you need to release? And I can just about see them. I can see the people's names actually. Oh, someone's saying they want to declutter. Yeah, very good time to declutter full moon. In fact, one thing that I aim to do, and I actually haven't done it this month yet, so it's a good reminder, is every full moon, find stuff that I really am not using and that someone else could use better than me, or that's just cluttering up the house. Because, you know, I used to work with feng shui as a journalist. Back in my journalist days, I used to write a feng shui column before I was writing about astrology. And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. One of the things that you learn, excuse me, one of the things you learn in feng shui is that when you have clutter around the house, it really stagnates the energies, okay? And so now that I work with Moonology, that was back in my days. I was a journalist. I was literally commissioned to write a horoscope. I mean, a feng shui column. It was long before I became an astrologer and wanted to write horoscope columns. But one of the things you learn is that when the energy in your house gets stuck, it's really hard to manifest really powerfully. Okay, so what I'm going to say is use this energy for sure to declutter, but also be aware there are a lot of lessons to be learned right now. Reason being that this full moon is actually taking place around the same time as one of the most important astrological aspects we're going to have in the second half of this year, which is Jupiter clashing with Saturn. So what I'm going to say is, because I want us to get our things in the fire before the fire goes out. And I don't have that much wood left at the moment, so I want to get these things in the fire. So what I'm going to say is, really put it in the comments or write it on a piece of paper. What is it that you want to release, okay? What are you just letting go of? And remember, the symbolism of the blue moon, it's actually, let me just see what it is. It's not astrology, so I actually don't know it off by heart. Here we go. It's considered to be blue because it's the third full moon in a season of 4 full moons, which is really farmer's law. It's sort of farmer's almanac stuff. But it's very much a case of a time to see the moon as see the glass as half full or half empty. So is there something you've been negative about that you can release into the fire? And just while you think about that, I'm just going to have a little ad break because I've just seen I've got it here with me. That's my diary for this year I've been looking at, but this is my diary, my Moonology diary for 2025. And if you go to moonmessages.com/my diary, you can get the diary and a stack of bonuses, which are falling away. The longer you leave it, the fewer bonuses you'll get. But we will introduce more bonuses down the track. So the sooner you buy the diary, the more bonuses you get. And so we've got Jupiter squaring Saturn, which is really about lots of lessons. It's about expansion versus limitation. It's about, there's Jonty. It's about wanting, Jonty, it's okay, baby. It's okay, come on. It's about wanting to go out into the world, for example, but being a little bit scared. So that could be something to put in the fire, okay? Fear, fear that is hampering your ability to live the life you want to live, because Jupiter's all about doing what you want to do and Saturn's scared and small. And that's really influencing this full moon this month, okay? So let's get it down. Let's just have a couple of minutes, or not even a couple of minutes. Let's just write in the comments or on a piece of paper, what are you releasing? So I am releasing that. I'm going to release 3 things. Okay. Actually, I might release 4. All right. I have to be careful not to show you what they are because they're very private. So let's see if I can see. I want to release anger and fear. Perfect. All right. So with these, we don't visualize them. We literally just put them into the fire. And the fire is very symbolic. Jonty, okay, baby. He's scared of cats and squirrels. We release it into the fire, and I'm going to release it on behalf of myself and everyone else. I don't know if you can see it, but it's, let me see if I can lift it up. It's in there, burning away. So, come on, Jonty. Sorry, he does make funny noises. If you regularly, he makes these funny noises. All right, so with that, I'm actually going to chant again Om Namo Narayani, which is the Sanskrit chant I learned in India about 20 years ago, which means I surrender to the divine. So whatever it is you're releasing, okay, just going to chant Om Namo Narayani. Here we go. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. And remember, it's a blue full moon. Once in a blue moon full moon. So release something that normally you just couldn't let go. Because, it's not always easy to release stuff. Sometimes things happen which are really, really hard to move past. It may be someone hurt you and you're releasing anger with that, or it may be something didn't work out and you're just letting it go. Like try and think about whatever it is that you need to release for your own good. This is not about doing it for someone else, making them happy, making them unhappy. It's literally, what do I need to release from myself for my own good? Because one thing we know in Moonology is that full moons are about culminations and about moving on, all right? And you can't really manifest a new life if you're still hanging on to the old life. You can't really manifest happiness if you're still hanging on to sadness. You can't really manifest joy if you're still hanging on to resentment. Okay, so it's all about that. All right, so now let's get a card. Let's get a card, and we're going to ask the cards to tell us, what do we need to know? Actually, I think it's going to be that card. What do we need to know about what we are releasing? Oh, beautiful card. We got the Buddha card, the message, meditate. So to me, what that is, it's a message to all of us that whatever it is we're letting go, try not to think about it, try not to dwell on it, write it on a piece of paper. I've burnt it in the fire, burn it in your kitchen sink, or put it in the comments. Just let it go and then meditate. So, you know, and we've already charted here today, so I won't take us into a meditation per se. I am going to be doing my mainly Moonology membership meditation in about half an hour from now. If you're in my membership, make sure you're there. If you're not in my membership, go to mainlymoonologymembership.com. Sign up. We're going to be doing one of our magical nights, going deeper into the Jupiter-Saturn information and about the full moon and about Pluto and all sorts. And we will meditate. It's a message to go deeper. You know, really dig deep on releasing whatever it is that you need to release. And just remember that when we let go of things from our life, when we let go of upsets, when we let go of dramas, when we let go of toxic people, toxic relationships, toxic jobs, toxic living situations, when we let go of anything toxic, we're actually doing ourselves a favor. And when we forgive someone, you know, for something that we feel they've done, or we decide to let it go and move on, it doesn't mean that what they did was okay. It means we've decided enough's enough. We are moving on. And in 2 weeks, we'll be making our new moon wishes. And really, the state in which we come to our new moon wishes depends a lot on what we do at the full moon, when we do the full moon surrender and we let it go. Because remember, we are working with the law of attraction. Like attracts like, and if we let this stuff go, we are going to be giving out much better vibes. And then when we give out good vibes, we get back good vibes. Now, I know that sometimes people go through very tough situations and it's very hard to forgive or release or move on or any of that. And some people just want to hang on to their anger because it's more empowering than being despairing, and I get that. But what I would suggest to you is, even if you can only just drop 5% or 3 or 2 or 1%, let it go, because maybe it is a process that's going to take you some time. But, you know, I've been digging into neuroscience a lot lately and been marveling at how neuroscience and what I teach in Moonology match up. And, you know, neuroscience teaches us that what we focus on is what our brain then starts to look around for evidence, you know, and starts to be on high alert. So we think, you know, I'm dreadful and you know, things are crappy, cancel, clear, delete, then we're going to attract dreadful, crappy things. So there's a lot more to it that I can't really explain right now, but just trust me when I say it's so good for you on a neuroscience level, even, let alone an emotional level, to try and let go of as much as you possibly can. What have we got here? Hello. Happy moon rising. Thank you, Yasmin. That's lovely. Hello. So, so I think I'm actually going to leave it there this month. It was kind of a bit short and sweet. I just want to mention as well, Mercury, by the way, is still retrograde until the end of the month. I think it's August 28. So, and I have recorded a special Mercury retrograde masterclass for the Hay House Heal Your Life Plus platform, which you can get to. I think we've got a link on here, but if not, you can get to it moonmessages.com/M for Mary, MRX. Yes, thanks, Tom. Tom's just put the link up for me. Because a lot of the discombobulation that people are feeling right now is because of the super full moon. Now, I said super full moons, super moons are not an astrological thing, but, and in particular, the blue moons aren't. But it is a super moon too, and it's closer to us. So all our feelings are going to be bigger. So if you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling the full moon. If you're feeling upset, you're feeling the full moon. If you're feeling down, you're probably feeling the full moon, especially the Jupiter Saturn thing, which is a bit of a fun busting energy. So just try to do the work, do the spiritual work. If you came in halfway through this little ceremony, go back to the beginning as soon as we finish and just do the whole thing. It's a very gentle one this month, and it will help you to release and let go. So I think on that note, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to say have a good full moon, and with love from Jonty and me in the garden, lots of love.